The officer paused, clearly caught off guard. "We didn't need to check her ID," he replied defensively. "She was acting suspiciously and we followed protocol." Hayes pressed further. "So, you didn't think it might be important to confirm her identity before accusing her of a crime?" Stevens shifted uncomfortably in his seat. I didn't see the need." That's when Naomi stood up, the tension in the room mounting. "Your Honor," she said, her voice steady but firm, "I believe it's time you all knew who I really am." She pulled out a sleek, official-looking ID from her pocket and handed it to her attorney, who quickly passed it to the judge. The room fell silent as the judge's eyes scanned the identification. The look on his face turned from curiosity to shock. It was a CIA identification, one that marked Naomi Rivers as a highly ranked operative within the agency. "Is this some kind of joke?" Stevens asked, clearly bewildered. She's a CIA agent." Naomi's gaze never wavered. "I'm not here as a criminal. I'm here as someone who was wrongly accused by officers who didn't bother to do their job properly. I was on a mission that had nothing to do with what you've accused me of. The evidence you presented was fabricated, and you made assumptions based on my appearance and the wrong place at the wrong time." The room was stunned into silence. The officers exchanged nervous glances, their earlier bravado now replaced by anxiety. Naomi continued to speak, revealing her true purpose and the classified mission she had been working on. She provided details of her assignment that no civilian could possibly know, further corroborating her claim and proving the officer's mistake. The prosecutor, who had been relying on the officer's testimonies to convict Naomi, now found himself scrambling. His case had crumbled in front of him, and he knew that the truth was about to expose everything. The courtroom was on the edge of its seat as Naomi's true identity was revealed, the lies that had been spun in an attempt to frame her unraveling one by one. Officer Stevens, realizing the gravity of his actions, stood up shakily. "I had no idea. I didn't mean to. This wasn't supposed to happen," he stammered. Naomi responded calmly. "Your ignorance nearly cost me my career and my freedom. You didn't bother to do your job properly, and you assumed that because I looked a certain way, I was guilty. That's not just a failure of your duty. It's a failure of judgment." The judge, now fully aware of the situation, addressed the court. "It is clear that this case was mishandled from the start. Officer Stevens and Officer Matthews, you are both dismissed from the case, and we will be investigating the events that led to this wrongful arrest. The charges against Ms. Rivers are hereby dropped." Naomi stood tall, unshaken by the events that had transpired. She had faced the possibility of ruin, but through her composure and unyielding integrity, she had not only cleared her name, but had exposed the flawed system that allowed such mistakes to happen. As she left the courthouse, Naomi felt a sense of quiet pride. It wasn't just about clearing her name, it was about showing that no matter the odds, the truth always finds a way to prevail.